and we are talking about the Olympus EP1.
It's a great camera. It's actually a reintroduction of an old-time favorite that was introduced back in 1959,
Okay.
The Pen FT series.
Okay.
So 50 years to the day, we've introduced the digital pen.
So that's where the name comes from.
Absolutely.
I'm confused. Is this a point and shoot or a DSLR?
It's actually neither, which is kind of confusing.
Okay.
You have the small compactness of a point-and-shoot camera,
Right.
but you have the interchangeable lens system
Right.
of a DSLR.
Okay.
What we've actually done is we're able to actually miniaturize the inner workings of the camera and remove the mirror box, which is what makes a DSLR or an SLR, single lens reflex,
Right.
what it is.
Right.
We have, the shutter is actually something like a focal plane shutter. It goes straight up and down, so there's no mirror box to flip around. So
Right.
we're able to actually remove 6 millimeters worth of thickness to make it smaller.
Okay, well now you touched on a couple of things. Maybe we could go back and sit and you could just tell me how do some of those features apply to this particular camera.
Okay.
Let's start with megapixels.
Okay. Megapixels, again, not the most important part about the camera.
Right.
But again, you talk about the ability to put enough pixels on a sensor where you're able to crop out information when you need to and maintain a nice, sharp, clean print regardless of the size that you're going to actually print.
Live view.
We're actually the company who invented live view on cameras. We introduced it about 4.5 years ago on one of our cameras, and we used it for a vertical market for underwater. So at that point, everybody thought, you guys are crazy. Who needs live view? Well, here's the thing. People want to move from a point-and-shoot camera to an SLR, but they want to be able to hold the camera up in front of them and see what's going on. Or how many times have you lived life through the viewfinder? As a family photographer, I'm constantly berated if I don't have a camera in my hands. Having live view on all of my cameras now, I'm able to be part of the action. And again, doing a lot of portrait work, it helps me to have eye contact with my models or my subjects, elicit reactions, be friendly, talk to them, and not have the constant camera to my eye and make everybody nervous. Keeps people at ease. But in the box with the 17mm pancake lens comes the optically corrected viewfinder. So again, I can throw this right on here.
Oh, it comes in the box.
Comes in the box.
Don't have to pay for it separately.
No.
That's great.
That's one of the great things. There are two configurations that we're doing. We're doing body pancake lens finder as one kit, and then we're doing body and then a 14 to 42 or a 28 to 84mm zoom lens in the second kit. Or you could buy the kit.
Does that come with the finder also, or?
No, it doesn't. The finder is corrected for this lens. It would be pretty useless on here.
Okay.
The piece that you have in your hand is a very interesting little piece. I can take this adapter, throw it on the camera, okay, and now I can take any E-system lens or any 4/3 mount lens, so whether it be an Olympus lens, a Sigma lens, Panasonic, or like a 4/3 mount,
Really?
I can put them on the camera and have complete functionality on the camera. So now here I have an 80 to 300mm lens that doesn't add a whole lot to the camera case. And it's very well balanced, and the fact that I have the live view, I can work with it. So it gives me a lot that I can do with the camera.
Is that hot shoe specifically for that viewfinder?
No, actually the hot shoe is a multi-purpose tool. I
Okay.
can put the finder in there. As you see, there are no contacts.
Right.
Or I can throw on the flash, the FL14, which was designed specifically for the camera.
Okay.
Or, yet again, I have 3 other flashes that I can put on the camera. I have an FL36, an FL50, or an FL20,
Okay.
which allows me to have a lot more versatility in what I'm doing.
Does the pen camera come with a built-in flash?
It does not have a built-in flash.
Why do you think that is?
Well, the sensor that we're using in here is a new iteration of sensors that we've developed, and the sensor is capable of ISOs up to 6400. Now, with that said, what we've also done is miniaturized all the inner workings of the camera. In my DSLRs, or my full-size cameras, we have stabilization in the body of the camera. Well, we've still got stabilization in the body of the camera here, but on a smaller scale. So we're able to actually miniaturize those stabilizers, taking full advantage of whatever I put on the camera. Other brands, what they do is they build the stabilizers into the lenses, which you can't always use the lens in any given situation. You're paying a premium for a stabilized lens.
I have a question. Can you put a optical stabilized lens on a body that's stabilized?
Sure you can, but it'll end up being one or the other. You'll turn off the stabilization either in the lens or in the body itself.
Thanks for coming, Mark, and sharing this with us.
My pleasure.
I'm Deanna from PhotoAmerica.tv, and this is Cliff Hausner. He's a professional photographer in New York City for the last 25 years.
A camera for me has to feel right in the hands, as well as take a great picture. If it doesn't feel right, then it's much harder for me to shoot with, and unless I have the right feel for it and it feels like it fits in my hand, it makes it much harder. I also like the fact that it does have some weight. Some of the cameras I find today are really too light.
Right.
I think what happens is, you have this camera in your hand, and maybe the camera's outside is a little bit slippery. This one has weight, and
it has
and
nice
also,
texture.
Yeah, it has
right,
a nice
to hold
texture.
on to, right?
So you're able to grip it, and you feel the camera in your hand, and I kind of like that because that reminds me of traditional cameras a little bit more, traditional film cameras.
Yeah, I mean, this camera is definitely, it's in the marketplace for where they're suggesting the cameras are going, with getting the most you can get, the most professional quality with the most professional technology in a smaller body size, with the option of having the interchangeable lenses.
Right. As a professional photographer, to be able to have a zoom range from here, for the chip size is 14 to 42, which is a really, really nice range. But if I decide that, hey, you know what, I want to go longer, take this lens off, get another lens, and I'm ready to go. I do also like the bayonet mount, very quick. Most cameras have that today, but this is one that have the ability to manually focus or autofocus, and your zoom is really has a nice feel to it, so you're able to grab onto it. For me, a lot of the camera, I mean, again, the quality of these images that you're getting out of the cameras today is just amazing.
Right.
It totally blows me away. So from one camera to the next, the image quality may be better in one, a little better than the other. But for me now, a lot of my photography is really about the feel of the camera, and how does it feel right to me.
Did you feel cheated?
Cheated
all
because
that
of size?
All those years of being professional. And
Do I feel cheated?
Along comes somebody, an amateur, and you give them a professional camera that's so simple to use, and
yeah, and
they're cranking out professional quality images.
Yeah, professional. So well, the quality of the images look good, but
but maybe they don't have an eye. They're like shooting their tire of their car.
Right. What they do is they're using.
Because they think they have a good eye. Look at this artsy kind of mud on my tire.
It's being able. It's also a matter of repeatability, which being able to go back and shoot the same kind of image again. Under different lighting conditions, under different conditions, and still get a quality image out of it. That's the difference with the professionals compared to an amateur.
Out.